Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are for the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
And I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
Well, thank you for joining us this week as we recap last week's news. Got quite a bit to talk about.
Yes.
This week.
I have quick small talk, but I really do want to get into this.
I don't have anything. I mean, the one thing I did, I will bring up later.
Yeah, I played a little more LEGO Dimensions.
So did I.
Yeah, you sent me the picture of Jay. Jay let me borrow some characters, and that got him into wanting to play it.
I found the cord I needed.
And so I am currently halfway through the Lego Batman movie. And you're like, he just started the Lego Batman movie levels like a week or two ago. Let me tell you what happened. Silk Song came out.
Yep.
I bought it.
Oh, that's right.
I bought it and I was like, I played it for a little bit and I had already had Hollow Knight downloaded on my PlayStation and I hadn't played it much, just enough to show my sister because I thought she might like it. And then the more I played it, I'm like, no, she's not. She's too casual, might not be the right, but like she doesn't play video games enough for a game this hard to be her thing. But she likes the art style. And anyway, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play Hollow Knight first. I'll go in and I'll do Hollow Knight. And then I'll do Silk Song. And I know Hollow Knight's going to take me a while, but, you know, it's fine. And so I played 6 hours. I've played 6.5 hours of Hollow Knight this past week, and 5 of those was on one day.
I feel that.
It was the day after we recorded some Let's Plays that you'll all see eventually. Yeah. And then the next day I was like, well, I mean, I don't have any thumbnails to make yet because some other Let's Plays are taking a little longer than we anticipated because of technical difficulties. So, you know, I could work on some of my personal art projects, but I'm just going to play Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
And then 5 hours later, I was like, oh, I have to go meet somebody. I should probably turn this off.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I was in a really bad mood earlier in the week, like after having played this. And then I died, and I died again before I could go back to where I died to get my stuff and lost $1,800 in in-game currency. Not real currency, obviously, in-game currency. And I haven't touched the game for a bit because I'm like, I need to get I need to get in a better mood. That's pretty much my week.
That kind of leads into what I did. I started Lego Batman.
Oh, yeah? You have been 100%ing Lego Batman?
I have. I finished the Penguin, all 10 of the Penguin levels today, and I got to the Joker levels, and I have one more left of I think I have the final Joker boss before I hit the Joker villain levels.
Okay.
And I didn't go back on 100% Penguin because I'm like, like you said, I'll get everything first. But oh my goodness, I was getting so mad at that today. At just some of the onslaught of villains, and I was like,
oh yeah,
I'm like, I can just knock this level out real quick, and I'm like,
I love Lego Batman, but it might be sacrilegious to say this, I don't know, in the Lego game community, but the first Lego Batman might be the worst. Just in it's a good game.
Yeah.
Calm the Raptors first.
Me actively playing it today, I'm like, I don't want to hate on Jurassic.
It's because I made a Jurassic Park reference. Yeah. I put my hands up like Owen Grady did.
Jurassic World. Hey, yeah. I'm like, I don't want to hate on Lego games because I love them so much, but I'm like, I'm getting legitimately mad.
Well, there's some jank to it. Yeah. Where it's just like, and some of that comes from streaming it. Yeah. There's definitely a little bit of latency with it, but like some of it is just the fact that there are rooms where enemies do not stop spawning.
There's 3 separate times where I actively yelled out loud, "Back off!" or "Lay off me!"
Yeah, where it's like. And the Mr.
I can't build anything because they're coming at me.
And the Mr. Freeze boss fight, how you're supposed to like the Mr. Freeze boss fight, I just let a character get frozen and then swap to the other character and then attack. But you're supposed to just be able to run them in circles until you can get close enough to hit them.
Yeah, but sometimes you like hit one random bump and you're like, and like one pause don't catch up to you. And whereas so I found the cheat for that.
The other thing you can do, which I mean, a cheat for that is play in free play playing as Mr. Freeze. Yeah, like you found that out. But
I would slowly creep towards him as he's below me like a monster, and then I'm like...
You know what another cheat is? Turning on a second player and just letting the first player be the only target.
Oh, like
if you have two controllers? If you have 2 controllers.
Dude,
that's also another cheat. Like, just turn it on co-op for this one bit. And
oh, that's so good.
Because then you're not hoping that he starts the freezing animation and then you swap too soon so that he just turns around and But
that's a good point.
But yeah,
That's a good point.
that game does have a little bit of this jank where I'm like, I love this game.
Yeah.
But once I'm done with it, it's going to be a long time before I touch it again.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel differently about Lego Batman 2 and 3. Lego Batman 2, the flying has some jank to it because it's the first game to feature flying, so they didn't quite get the controls down.
Yeah.
But it's still really good. And then obviously Lego Batman 3, the open world's a little boring, but other than that.
Yeah.
And there's a problem with maps. I think I told you, you get on some fetch quests and the map won't show you where it is. Like you just get told the general area to go to.
And that's
and
in
then
3, right?
That's 3, yeah. So it's like, but those are when I want to say 2014 was Batman 3 and 2012 was Batman 2. So
right.
that was that little midpoint where they were trying to get their bearings of like how do bigger hub worlds work.
Yeah.
And stuff with
trying to master it
with
hone their
Lego
craft.
games, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've been enjoying your updates on playing the original, and like I did tell him
today.
I did tell him, I'm like, there's some characters you want to unlock in the story.
Yeah, I go through after I finish like a couple of levels, and I'll go through and buy them. I mean, I have Mad Hatter now. I just finished the Killer Moth level. And that's the one where I was like, before I left to come here, I thought I could like get all the hero levels done, and that one took so long, and I'm like, I'm done. But that's all I did.
Yeah, that's pretty much. That's pretty much my week. Did watch a couple movies with Sam and.
Nice.
But
I watched one, which we'll get into.
But yeah.
Should I get my releases?
Yes, sir.
In my releases and movies, on Friday, September 12th, The Long Walk came out. Teens participate in a grueling high-stakes contest where they must continuously walk or be shot by a member of their military escort. Trey and I did go see that last night. We went down, and then we ate a bunch of fish, and then I got so full we missed our showing. So we'll go to the 9:30 one, and I didn't get back till 1 o'clock. But it is good. It is good. It is heavy because of what it's about, but it is good, and I'm loving the trajectory that Cooper Hoffman is on right now ever since Licorice Pizza came out. Definitely recommend it. It's going to be one where you see it, and then you probably won't see it again. Because it's a one-time thing, because it's one of the best ones I've seen all year. Downton Abbey, the grand finale came out in the summer of 1930. The Crawleys grapple with the threat of social disgrace when Mary finds herself at the center of a public scandal and the family faces financial trouble. Toy Story 3 got a 30th anniversary re-release in theaters. Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues release. Documentary Marty DeBurgi follows estranged Spinal Tap bandmates David St. Hubbins, Nigel Tufnell, and Derek Smalls as they search for a drummer and prepare for a reunion concert in New Orleans. Joined by music royalty Paul McCartney and Elton John, Spinal Tap wrestles with their checkered past to put on a show that they hope will solidify their place in the pantheon of rock and roll. I need to see the first one.
Yeah, me too. Like I had heard of it. To be honest, I had heard of it so much that I did not realize it was a parody movie until later. Like it was shortly after I'd heard of it, but there was a brief period of time where I'm like, oh, so an actual band called Spinal Tap? Interesting. Jumping back a little bit, that was Toy Story 3 got re-released?
Toy Story, the first one.
Oh, Toy Story, the first one.
Toy Story 30th anniversary.
30th anniversary.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yep.
I was like,
Toy Story 3 was released. I was like, I'm not going to see that.
The third movie re-releasing for the 30th anniversary. That's like an interest. Like it's like, okay, well, it's like the big one, to celebrate Toy Story as a whole.
Yeah,
kind of like
true. Like they did with Spider-Man.
That, but I was like, when did the first two come out? I feel like you would have to do like the anyway.
95 and I think
97,
98. Code 3 got a limited release. On his final 24-hour shift, a burned-out paramedic is tasked with training his eager but inexperienced replacement. What starts as a routine night quickly spirals into a chaotic citywide odyssey, testing their endurance, instincts, and sense of humor as they race from one emergency to the next.
Is that a comedy?
Yeah. It's got Rainn Wilson and Lil Rel Howery.
Okay.
I want to see it. The History of Sound got a limited release. Two young men during World War I set out to record the lives, voices, and music of their American countrymen. And on streaming on Friday, September 12th, The Wrong Paris released on Netflix. A single woman enters a dating show thinking it's in Paris, France, only to discover it's actually in Paris, Texas.
Oh, that's with Miranda Cosgrove, right? Yeah.
I kind of want to see that. I'm not going to lie.
Sam and I were looking at the character posters of it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It seems like a sitcom.
Yeah.
Plot. On the TV, on Sunday, September 7th, The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3 premiered on AMC, and Task had its series premiere on HBO. Monday, September 8th, Dr. Seuss's Redfish Bluefish Season 1 dropped on Netflix. Tuesday, September 9th, saw the 3-episode premiere of Season 5 on Only Murders in the Building on Hulu. I did watch. My dad was like adamant that we watched the first two that night, and he's like, okay, tomorrow night, we're going to watch episode 3. I'm like, okay. Loving it. I love it so much. Wednesday, September 10th, a.k.a. Charlie Sheen docuseries dropped on Netflix. Taskmaster Season 20 premiered on Thursday, September 11th on Channel 4 in England and then here on YouTube. Friday, September 12th, Wizards Beyond Waverly Place Season 2 had its premiere on Disney Channel, and I think all episodes are coming mid-October to Disney+. That is all of my releases.
I've actually got more releases than I thought I would. On September 7th, we had The Rule of She on PC from High Bend Studio. A wandering soul mistakenly enters a world of strange tales and odd rules. Beware, this place is fraught with danger. To complete reincarnation, you must toe the line. Any soul that dares go against the system will face correction. Will you comply or defy? September 8th saw the release of Axis Football 2026 on all major platforms from Axis Games. Axis Football 2026 is a complete American football simulation featuring fluid gameplay, endless customization, and the industry's best franchise mode. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Legacy of the Forge DLC released on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. Road to Empress released on PC from New One Studio and Ariel. You've never played a game like this before. Road to Empress is a cinematic palace adventure where your choices decide everyone's fate. Can you be the legendary Empress Wu Zaitan? Tackle 100 story branches and a high morality rate with charm, wisdom, and courage. First, survive. I apologize if I mispronounced that name. Starfire Eternal Cycle, released on PC from developer Ethereal Fish Studio and publisher Indie Herb Games. Starfire is a love letter to classic arcade side-scrollers reimagined with roguelite progression, modern action polish, and that just one more run itch. Fast-paced, punchy, and all about no-pressure fun with tight combat, slick movement, and endless ways to cause chaos. September 9th, Bubsy and the Perfect Collection, that's purr, like a cat purr, on all major platforms from developer Limited Run Games and publisher Atari. Is Bubsy a celebrated icon from the mascot wars of the early 90s or a platforming punchline? Bubsy and the Perfect Collection explores the franchise's troubled history and enduring popularity, a playable history that includes games, artifacts, and interviews. What could possibly go wrong? Or I guess the character, what could possibly go wrong?
Is this the one that the same one that
they made a new game or a new game from
Gamescom?
the really good game developer? Yeah. Like he's about to get his first good game, and he's been around since the Super Nintendo days.
Ooh.
And has made several attempts at sticking around.
Yeah.
I want to say Rob Paulson voiced him in his first few appearances. Yeah, he's Yakko from Animaniacs.
That's where I've heard him before.
And a lot of others. He's also Raphael in the 80s Ninja Turtles, so he's been half of the Ninja Turtles. But I want to say that's him. I'm going to fact check myself.
Yeah. That he voiced
Bubsy. Yes, he is Bubsy Bobcat for the second and third games, and a canceled TV show because the character was supposed to be a big thing,
and then it didn't hit.
Games were just bad.
Yeah.
Imagine if Sonic the Hedgehog and Bugs Bunny were rolled into one character, which sounds like it might be a good, but then the game was just bad, and then the second game was also bad, and then the third game was also bad. And then he made a 3D game, and it was bad.
I know how all these ends, and you still get me with your nails. I'm like, oh.
And then there was a reboot in like 2015, and it was bad.
Once again, I thought you were going to say all right.
Actually, that one might be all right. I haven't heard one way or the other on that one. It just kind of came out and no one talked about it.
Fair. So, flew under the radar.
But there's like this line in the 3D platformer one where you pick a health pickup and Bubsy goes, the game developers left me a health pickup. Aren't they wonderful? And it's just something where
breaking the fourth wall.
Where it's like almost like, okay, you're trying too hard, bud.
Yeah. Calm down.
Yeah. I might buy that just to check it out.
Yeah.
Eventually. And then obviously the new game, I actually am legitimately interested in playing. It looks really good. Call of the Sea made its way to Nintendo Switch. Firefighting simulator Ignite released on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation from developer Welton Bauer Software and Entwing Lung GmbH. And publisher Astrogen Entertainment. Face unpredictable dangers, fight perilous fires with your crew, and save lives in firefighting simulator Ignite. Step into the boots of a U.S. firefighter and play with up to 3 friends or with the help of your NPC-controlled crew members. Little Problems, a cozy detective game released on PC from developer Posh Cat Studios and publisher Amplified Games. Little Problems is a cozy detective game about solving mysteries around minor inconveniences, everyday misunderstandings, and of course, little problems. The game is not about saving the world, it's about enriching it one case at a time. P1 Anchor Light, released on PC from developer Deadbolt Interactive and publisher Perp Games. Anchor Light is a unsettling anomaly hunting game. Step into the lavish lighthouse, an opulent facade hiding a sinister secret. Its beacon, once a trusted guiding light, now threatens to unleash untold horrors upon the world. September 10th saw the release of Eat the Rich on PC from developer Makima Games and publisher Monstronauts. Vote the competition out in this party game of alliances, betrayals, and secret advantages. Eat the Rich is a social deception game inspired by the TV show Survivor for up to 10 players.
Ooh.
Garfield Kart 2, All You Can Drift, released on all major platforms from developer Eden Games and publisher Microids. Fire up your engines because Garfield is waiting for you at the starting line. Play as one of the 8 cult classic characters from the Garfield universe. Fill up your carts, customize your look, and race away at breakneck speeds. I'm trying to think what the... So there'd be Garfield, John, Nermal, and Odie, Liz, and Arlene, so that's 6. And I guess that one Tomcat character that was in the show that they decided was like a big character with the 2 colored eyes. And then maybe the mouse?
I always forget the mouse exists.
I would guess those are the characters. They might bring the chef back. Remember the chef from the cartoon?
Yeah.
They might bring him back.
Or the spider.
Because he was in the first one. No, Spider's an item probably.
Teddy.
Spider's probably like blooper or something, where it like covers up your screen.
Yeah.
Same with Pookie. I think Pookie's like lasagna works like the mushroom. I can't remember how Pookie works. Anyway, I know way too much about the Garfield
Lore.
kart racing universe. Karma, The Dark World on Xbox from developer Pollard Studio and publisher Wired Productions and Game Mirror Games. Karma, The Dark World is a first-person cinematic psychological thriller set in a dystopian world where the Leviathan Corporation is omnipresent. The year is 1984. The place is East Germany, and things are not quite what they seem. I gave Jay the Jim face when I said 1984 because, an omnipresent corporation is watching everybody, and it's set in 1984. Katana, released on PC from developer Voidmaw and publisher Acclaim. Katana is a fast-paced Metroidvania-inspired action roguelite blending fluid combat and cosmic horror. Slash, dodge, and wield powerful abilities as you battle through a station sprawling with twisted once-human horrors. Adapt, survive, and descend into the shadows to uncover dark secrets. Machik 2, released on PC from developer Dead Pixel and publisher Nuntius Games and Vasu Games, a magical, chaotic roguelike survivor. Craft insane wands, evolve and fuse powerful spells, equip crazy gear, and wield the power of divine relics. Get ready to wipe out hordes of hungry frogs and face mighty bosses in unique, unpredictable runs. Of Lies and Rain, released or entered early access on PC from Costello Inc. Of Lies and Rain is a story-driven first-person shooter built exclusively for VR, set in a dark sci-fi post-apocalyptic world at the edge of the real and digital realm. You'll fight to reclaim your past and save humanity from the brink of extinction. Starbirds, released on PC from Talcana Interactive. Starbirds is a relaxing asteroid base building and resource management game. Discover and mine countless asteroids, create production networks, and guide your flock of spacefaring birds to new interstellar horizons. The Bleakest Keep, released on PC from Cache of Bones. The Bleakest Keep is a challenging action horror roguelike. Survive the horrors of the keep, upgrade your gear, and earn ranks as you ascend the tower and save the world. September 11th saw the release of Baki Hanma Blood Arena on all major platforms from developer Purple Tree and publisher Purple Play. Step into the shoes of Baki Hanma in this action-packed 2D anime game. With explosive special moves and original music, fight your way to become a god of combat and the ultimate test of strength. Dead Reset, released on all major platforms from Dark Rift Horror and Wales Interactive. Trapped in a terrifying death loop, Surgeon Cole Mason is kidnapped and brought into an underwater facility, forced to operate on a patient to extract an evolving parasitic horror. Dead Reset is a blood-soaked interactive horror where each death brings you closer to truth. Shape of Dreams, released on PC from developer Lizard Smoothie and publisher NeoWiz. Shape of Dreams delivers fast-paced, dreamlike action in a vivid roguelike roguelike world, dive into an ever-changing realm with tight controls, fluid combat, and high-stake battles. Whether playing solo or with up to 3 friends, each run is a thrilling test of reflexes and strategy. September 12th saw the release of Borderlands 4.
Oh, yeah.
On PC, PlayStation, and Xbox from developer Gearbox Software and publisher 2K. I've heard things are mixed on this.
I've heard mostly good.
You've heard mostly good? I've heard some bad. I'm just surprised, and maybe it's just all the stuff that was going on with Nintendo this week. No one's talking about this.
That's true. I forgot this is the stuff I saw was like, it probably comes out like next week.
Yeah, but no, yeah, it is out now. Borderlands 4 is a mayhem-fueled looter shooter jam-packed with billions of weapons, deadly enemies, and intense co-op action. Break free from a dangerous hidden planet as one of 4 new vault hunters. Coal LLC, released on PC from Bye Bye Ocean. Fill your quota or die. Mine increasingly absurd amounts of coal using some dubious but effective mining techniques, or relax and mine at your own pace in peaceful mode. Donkey Kong Bonanza got the DK Isle and Emerald Rush DLC on Switch 2. More on that later. Gloomy Eyes, released on all major platforms from Atlas V, B Revolution Gaming, 3DAR, Fishing Cactus, Art France, and Untold Tales. There's a lot of people working on one game. A cozy horror self-co-op adventure about 2 unlikely souls who forge a forbidden bond and journey together to find the sun. Explore eerie yet charming Tim Burton-inspired levels, switch between 2 unique characters, and solve brain-teasing puzzles. Linked, Banner of the Spark, made its way to Switch and Switch 2, released earlier this year. Stormlancer, on PC, I should say. Stormlancers, released on Switch from Probably Monsters. You and your friend just crash-landed on an alien planet harboring a secret source of powerful magic. All of reality is on the verge of collapse, and 2 magical creatures have chosen you as their heroes. To save the planet, you'll fight, die, and bond with the Stormhearts to rise again. Stronger, fiercer, and unstoppable. And finally, Sips and Sonnets, released on PC from Blue Tango Street. Run a tea shop in the British countryside and enkindle your love for poetry in this heartfelt visual novel. Play as Miss Meadows, a retired journalist and tea enthusiast, as she prepares for her best friend's long-awaited visit. Listen to customer stories, brew tea, and craft wholehearted poems. And that is my releases for this week.
I have my first batch of miscellaneous. It's not a lot for the first batch. In posters, we got our IMAX poster for One Battle After Another, a new motion poster for Good Boy, and a poster for The Rip. In trailers and teasers, we got a new trailer for Last Samurai Standing, releasing November 13th on Netflix. The first full trailer for Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery for the second episode in a row. Coming to select theaters on November 26th and Netflix on December 12th. I think Only Murders in the Building has my dad like kind of getting into the murder mystery foray because I showed them this trailer. And he's like, kind of want to see that. And I was like, okay, Dad. Dust Bunny, releasing December 5th in theaters. Gen V Season 2 for the second episode in a row, releasing September 17th on Amazon Prime Video. The Smashing Machine, releasing on October 3rd in theaters. Song Sung Blue, releasing December 25th in theaters. The Rip, releasing January 16th on Netflix. Christie, releasing for the second episode in a row, releasing November 7th in theaters. Stitchhead, releasing October 29th in theaters. And we got our first teaser for the new Super Mario movie coming to theaters on April 3rd, now titled the Super Mario Galaxy movie. More on that. And release dates, we only got 2 of them, and they're both delayed. Mr. and Mrs. Smith Season 2 has been delayed indefinitely due to cast issues. And Highlander, for the second episode in a row, has been delayed, at least production has, because to early 2026 after Henry Cavill suffered an injury when prepping for it. In casting, Scary Movie 6, Marlon Wayans will return as Shorty. Ego Nwodim was announced that she's leaving Saturday Night Live Season 51, which is on its 3rd episode in a row after 7 seasons. And confirmed coming back for the Super Mario Galaxy movie are Chris Pratt, Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Day, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, and Kevin Michael Richardson, all reprising their roles. And that is all for my first batch of miscellaneous.
I got some gaming news. War Mechanic was re-revealed in a new trailer. The action-adventure exploring the story What If the Manhattan Project Was Sabotaged will release on PC. Co-op dinosaur egg extraction game Expedition was announced. It's a lot more horror than it sounds, but it's, yeah.
You saw my interest.
Post-apocalyptic first-person diner management game Doomsday Diner was announced. Superman content was added to Minecraft. Among Us added 2 new roles: detective for crewmates, gather information such as player locations and suspects, narrow down who the imposter is, and Viper for the imposters, use an acid ability to melt crewmates and leave no body to report.
Oh.
Tower climbing roguelike co-op shooter Sunderbound was announced for PC. Hyper Yuki Snowboard Syndicate, an action racing snowboard game, received a first gameplay teaser. It's coming to PC. Narrative platformer Ayasa Shadows of Silence was given a release date of September 25th on PC. Laid-back driving sim game Easy Delivery Company releases on PC September 18th. Knights of the Fall was announced, a sci-fi platformer blending 2D and 3D elements, coming to PC. Follow combat veteran Haru and his scientist sidekick Yoshida as the two discover a connection between interdimensional travel and the afterlife. Wise vs. Trails in the Sky Alternative Saga launches October 10th on PlayStation, Switch, and PC. Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection was announced, features all 7 versions of the 3 Star Force action RPG games, releasing in 2026 on all major platforms. And then a Nintendo Direct was held on September 12th. It was an hour and 10 minutes. Hour and 6 minutes, something like that. It is the longest Nintendo Direct that we have ever gotten. Before we go into it, I'll say I can give it a B. There's some pricing stuff and some weird decisions we'll get into where I'm like, that's not great. It's not nearly as bad as a lot of people are saying. But there's also a lot of people that are on my page where it's like, it wasn't the greatest ever, but it could have been way worse.
Yeah.
I grew up watching the Nintendo Directs when they first came out, and I feel like people forget how
it used to be.
How rough they used to be. You've seen some of those.
I've seen, yeah.
It gave us iconic moments like your Reginator, but also there was nothing to announce. It was a Wii U era, man. The Mario 40th anniversary celebration kicked off the Direct with a teaser for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, giving us the title for the Super Mario Galaxy movie with a beautiful score. That teaser, dude, the score of the first movie was good, and like there are tracks I think on the album that aren't in the movie because they replace the tracks with all the pop songs and stuff where it's like, okay, whatever. It's the same. I can't forget his name, but the same composer is confirmed to be coming back, and that score, it's Tony. Not Tony, it's Brian Tyler.
Okay.
He also, I want to say he did composing. He composed for Thor, Dark World, and Iron Man 3, and like a whole bunch of other stuff. But Mario movie, his score from the first Mario movie was great. So this was an equally beautiful score just for the teaser. Very excited for this one.
My boy Monty Mole.
Monty Mole was in the trailer. But we did get the confirmation that Chris Pratt, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jack Black, Keegan-Michael Key, and Kevin-Michael Richardson are all returning to the film. We did not get any new cast announcements. I imagine that will come later. I would almost guess we might get another first look during the Game Awards like we did with the first movie. I would maybe guess that a further cast announcements might be at, New York Comic Cons? That's the next one. That's like next month.
I think it's beginning to mid-October, yeah.
I could see them doing something there. But it releases in April 2026. Jay, what are your guesses on who might play Rosalina?
I saw someone on TikTok put out like a list. He's like, I don't want it to be this, but it's probably going to be this. He said Scarlett Johansson. But like I said, he thinks that's who the company's going to go for.
He thinks that's who the company's going to go for?
But that's not who he wanted.
I can give you 3 people I think the company's going to go for.
Florence Pugh was on his list.
I said Florence Pugh.
Who was the one that he wanted? I don't remember if I liked the TikTok or not. Dadgummit.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go with it. Obviously, they're not going with an unknown name, but I could see them not immediately going with because I think everyone was like, oh yeah, Zendaya and Scarlett Johansson are going to be Princess Peach. And it's like, they don't always go with the biggest possible name they can find. I mean, they did with Mario a little bit, but I kind of got the vibe that might have also been Nintendo's choice.
Oh, he said Sabrina Carpenter.
Sabrina Carpenter
Carpenter's the one that I remember seeing first that he's on his video at least.
Sabrina Carpenter, Florence Pugh.
I wish I could give a shout out to who that was.
But anyway.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I could see them making it be Florence Pugh, and people are going to roll their eyes, but I don't know. She might do a good job.
Florence Pugh can do
I'd love
no
them.
wrong.
I love with them to go for like an older actress, so they can get a little bit of more of that. I don't know what quality I'm trying to like, what word I'm trying to go for, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
Rosalina is wise and not really ancient, but she's cosmic and stuff. Like, you know. Celebrations for the Mario 40th anniversary will be held at the Nintendo Museum in Kyoto, as well as sponsoring a marathon that will be happening in Kyoto and having a limited edition design for museum tickets. Super Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 will re-release on Switch coming October 2nd with new storybook pages featured in Rosalina's storybook, as well as a new storybook for Mario Galaxy 2. They are $40 separately and $70 altogether. A Mario Galaxy amiibo of Mario and Rosalina. Mario's going through one of the launch stars, and Rosalina's reading her storybook to a bunch of Lumas. Were also announced. They're releasing April 2nd, 2026. Some people are confused why it's not releasing with the game. It's releasing to promote the movie.
Yeah.
Additionally, physical copies are being made of Rosalina's storybook, releasing on November 25th. You can pre-order them now, I think, on the My Nintendo store and Barnes & Noble, which is really, really cool. I will probably be trying to get me a copy of that just because that's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
Mario Tennis Fever was announced, a new Mario Tennis game featuring a new fever meter with special rackets as its main gimmick, such as like a racket that can shoot fireballs or make the floor icy or shrink your opponents. A variety of modes were shown, including a story mode in which some of the characters are turned into babies and must defeat a mysterious foe with tennis to turn back. It releases February 12th, 2026. This game was the best announcement because it gave us Baby Waluigi.
Yeah. Yes. Oh no, I saw the picture of that.
So yeah, Mario Tennis looks pretty fun.
Yes.
And it's nice that we got a release date for that because a lot of the release dates we got for 2026 were vague, like the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2 edition with the Meetup at Bell Bell Park expansion with new levels and multiplayer modes. Koopalings and Captain Toad content have been teased, releasing spring 2026. A talking flower statue / toy that actually talks is releasing this spring. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book was announced, a new Yoshi game about Yoshi and his friends assisting the living book Mr. E, which I think stands for Encyclopedia. And researching strange creatures cataloged within his pages, releases spring 2026. It looks cute. It looks a little more like there's a Yoshi game on Nintendo 64. It looks like it plays a little more like that, where it's less like get to the end and throw your eggs and beat the bosses. And this is more like you have a set of missions that you need to complete in every level.
Yeah.
Complete those and then...
Yeah.
So it looks cute. This art style has this weird like choppy storybook look where it looks like they animated a 3D model and then flattened it and lowered the frame rate.
Yeah.
So you can tell it's like a picture, like you took a picture of Yoshi and like moved it stop motion style instead of actually animating it. So it looks.
I love that.
Stop motion's animation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway,
the talking flower. I saw someone on TikTok say that's just this generation's Furby.
it's just funny that the talking flower is popping up everywhere.
Exactly.
And then almost all of the other new characters they introduced during the Switch haven't popped up at all.
Yep.
Nintendo Switch games. We got a slew of Nintendo Switch games announced and shown off. Storm Lancers, which we talked about previously, launched as a console exclusive the same day as the Switch. Australian Outback Survival / Life Sim Dinkum, which released on PC in 2022, is being ported as a Switch exclusive November 5th. Color matching 3D platforming co-op game. It's like co-op only. You can't do it single player. Popucom releases this holiday. You work together. You have one player is 2 colors and the other player is another 2 colors, and you work together to match 3 in a 3D world. So you have enemies that are like snakes, and you have to match the sections on their body with your gun. So anyway. Looks really interesting. Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, got a new look. We got more information such as the Mii customization options, making Miis mingle with each other, and feeding them, and much more. It releases spring 2026. I cannot wait for this because I never got to play the 3DS version. So this version ought to be really fun.
It's going to be your first one?
Yeah. Switch 1 and 2 games also got a look. So these are games that will They could have Switch 2 versions or they're Switch 2 exclusive. I'll specify as I go.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, a Switch 1 and 2 release, releases October 30th. A physical edition comes December 12th. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, a Switch 2 only release, releases January 22nd, as well as the announcement that Rebirth and the third in the Final Fantasy VII trilogy will also be making its way to Switch 2, as well as other consoles, so they'll no longer be PlayStation exclusive. Linked Banner of the Spark, released on Switch 1 and 2, coming September 12th. Hades version 1.0, it's a Switch 2 release. I believe there's a Switch 1 version, but this specifically focused on the Switch 2 release. It releases September 25th as a limited time exclusive. A physical edition is coming November 20th. Suika Game Planet, I think that's how you pronounce it. Suika? It's the fruit merging with the watermelon.
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah.
This is a new version where you're like, it's like in a planet. You can do it from all angles. So you can rotate around it and drop the fruit. That releases this winter on Switch 1 and 2. Kirby Air Riders amiibo of Kirby and Bandana Waddle Dee with their respective vehicles will launch alongside the game on November 20th. You can use the amiibo to train computer racers and level them up. You can also take the characters off the vehicles and swap them like Skylander style. More amiibo such as that will come in the future. A second Sakurai Presents on the game will air sometime in the future. Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment will release November 6th on Switch 2. We got some new character looks. I think you can play as a Korok and stuff. Looks pretty cute. The Korok looks cute. The game itself looks fun. Dragon Quest VII Reimagined was announced, a from-the-ground remake of the classic RPG releasing on Switch 2 February 5th. So this is like it got a remake on 3DS, but this is a complete reimagining. I saw a developer on the game tweet explaining that like this is supposed to be a streamlined version of the game, because there's one thing the older game is known for. It's that it is a long game, like the story drags in some places. So I guess they're gonna the story will be rewritten a little bit to be a little faster. I hope they don't make the game way shorter. That would be very disappointing. But that also looks really, really good. It looks beautiful too. A Kirby theme is being added to the Nintendo Today app. Virtual Boy, the weird 3D VR Game Boy from the 90s with the red and black games, is being added to the NSO expansion pack. A Virtual Boy attachment is required to play either as a recreation of the old console itself or a cardboard kit. 14 games will be added over time. It launches February 17th. The little attachment that is required is $100, which I think is ridiculous. I can go into how the other prices make sense for what the rest of the industry is doing or what is just going on with everything else outside of the gaming sphere that would have a impact on the pricing of the games, as well as just overall their big corporate companies. Of course, they're going to price this way. Yeah. But $100 specifically is ridiculous for something that it's a hunk of plastic. If they were re-releasing the Virtual Boy itself and it was $100, I'd be like, okay, that's cute. But this is a hunk of plastic that I'm putting my Switch in so the VR function works when. Yeah. And the fact that the cardboard version is $40 too, where it's like, okay, alrighty. Yeah. I can come up with excuses for other things and defend what I can, because I don't condone everything Nintendo does, but there's some that I think is overreaction to things. This is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. And also, it is kind of funny that it's the Virtual Boy. Like, that's the thing Nintendo used to not want to acknowledge exists, and now it's something they're bringing back up. It's like, okay, weird. It's probably not going to do well because of the price and the fact that there's so much of enough people remember how bad it was. People got dizzy from playing the game. It would be really cool if they were just re-releasing the games and you could just play them like normal, but you can't even hook it up to your TV while you're playing it. You have to play it in handheld mode because of how the VR stuff works. I don't want to rant about it too much, but that's dumb. Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly remake was announced. The classic horror game comes to Switch 2 in early 2026. Switch 2 editions of One Piece Pirate Warriors releasing fall 2025. Overcooked 2 releasing holiday 2025. Stardew Valley releasing fall 2025. And Human Fall Flat releasing spring 2026 were also shown. I believe the Stardew Valley update is free. Power Wash Simulator 2 comes to Switch 2 this fall. Metroid Prime 4 got a release date of December 4th. Samus has a motorcycle she can drive in the open world between major areas. Amiibo of Samus, Samus on her motorcycle, and Psylux will release for the game. The first two November 6th and Psylux December 4th. A Metroid Prime 1 through 3 art book retrospective releases October 28th. Paid DLC for Donkey Kong Bonanza, DK Isle, and Emerald Rush mode were shown off and released the same day. It's $19.99, I believe, is the expansion. You get a whole new level that remakes the classic area from the Donkey Kong Country and the Donkey Kong 64 games, as well as a new roguelike mode, Emerald Rush, in which you have a quota of emeralds that you have to collect. And so you have to go around whatever level you're playing in, DK Isle or any of the others, and you have to meet that quota in a limited amount of time. And then after you meet that quota, you use emeralds to buy more abilities that will help you keep going. And it's like a cool little roguelike expansion to the game.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty cool. Pokemon meets Animal Crossing / Life Sim and Pokopia. Play as a Ditto taking the form of a human who builds a village for Pokemon to live in, releasing on Switch 2 in 2026. I think the implications are a little sad in that it wakes up in a shipwreck, sees a broken Pokedex of a Ditto next to a Pokemon trainer whose face is obscured, and takes that form. It's like, their trainer's dead.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
No.
Maybe there's going to be some happy ending thing to it. But Pokemon Legends ZA releasing October 16th will receive a paid DLC expansion with Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension alongside Mega Evolutions of Raichu. Danganronpa 2 is being remade as Danganronpa 2x2. It remakes the original game alongside a new scenario that leads to a second story with a different set of murder cases to solve with using the same characters. Releases on Switch 1 and 2 in 2026. Dynasty Warriors Origins and Future DLC is launching on Switch 2 January 22nd. Monster Hunter Stories 3 Twisted Reflection releases on Switch 2 March 13th. 2 Point Museum releases on Switch 2 October 28th. Disgaea 7 Complete releases October 10th on Switch 2. EA Sports FC 26 releases on Switch 1 and 2 September 26th. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake releases October 30th on Switch 1 and 2. Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage releases on Switch 2 this winter. LEGO Voyagers releases on Switch 1 September 15th. Little Nightmares 3 releases on Switch 1 and 2 October 10th. Persona 3 Reload releases on Switch 2 October 23rd. And Resident Evil Requiem will be launching on Switch 2 February 27th, alongside Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 Gold Editions coming to Switch 2, which is very exciting. I think 7 and 8 are on Switch 1, but as cloud games, so you have to stream them, and it's weird. So this is nice. And finally, the Direct ended off with the announcement of Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. It follows a group of heroes who enter a tournament of heroes to have their wishes granted, and they all have different stories and stuff going on. It might have a connection to Three Houses as a older looking version of Sothis was like at the end of the trailer, which you have no idea who Sothis is. But I am very excited, and it's a weird game to end on. I might have ended it on maybe the Metroid Prime release date or something, but I'm very excited. It's coming in 2026 on Switch 2, and it'll be all I talk about when it comes out probably. But that is my gaming news. Like I said, that Direct was a B+. I enjoyed it. Plenty of games for me to look forward to.
And a movie. Then my second batch of miscellaneous and new looks. We got a Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out mystery, as previously mentioned. New look at the cast, and Josh Brolin is revealed to be the murder victim. Smashing Machine. We got a new look at Dwayne Johnson as Mark Kerr. The Snowman sequence from The Naked Gun was released online. We got a new clip from him on the second episode in a row. New look at the cast, and Now You See Me, Now You Don't. New clip from The Girlfriend. New look at Wicked for Good on the second episode in a row. First clip from One Battle After Another, a new clip from The Man in My Basement, a new look at Sydney Sweeney as pro boxer Christy Martin in Christy, and a new clip from The Long Walk was released before the movie came out. In first looks, we got our first look at Easy's Waltz, first look at True Detective creators Nick Pizzolatto's directorial debut, following a singer who gets a last shot at stardom when a veteran casino booker sees something special in him. First look images for The Chair Company. Got our first look at The Rip. First look images from The Housemaid. First look at Alley Cats, a new animated series created by Ricky Gervais following the challenges of a group of feral British cats who seek companionship. And our first look, as previously mentioned, at the Super Mario Galaxy movie. In box office numbers, The Conjuring Last Rites for the second episode in a row opened with $34.6 million domestically, bringing it to the fourth biggest opening day of all time for a horror movie. And it opened totally with $194 million, the biggest global opening weekend for a horror movie ever. In Glenn Powell news, he said that Chris Pratt's role as Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy changed Hollywood, saying it allowed for leading action stars to be, quote, a little more silly and buoyant in films rather than brooding or dark. It's fun seeing my two boys just collab like that. I'm waiting for an actual collab to come out. A24 is set to buy the film and TV rights for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're expected to develop a TV series produced by J.T. Mulner and Glenn Powell as the first project. In new announcements, James Corden and Ruth Jones will star in and create a new series for The Choir for Apple TV+. Follows estranged siblings who haven't seen each other for several years but are forced to reunite. Dwayne Johnson will star as Chicken Man in Lizard Music, directed by Benny Safdie. The film follows a young boy who finds a secret late-night broadcast of lizards playing otherworldly music that opens a hidden door to the whimsical Chicken Man. I did tell you this, of course, the day it came out.
Yeah.
Turns out it is based on a book.
Okay.
Yeah, it is based on a book.
It's just crazy enough. Like, it has to be based on something.
It has to.
For someone to just pull the. I want to know what inspired the book to be made.
I do too. And I want to read the book. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. A sequel to The Last Witch Hunters in the works at Lionsgate, with Vin Diesel and Michael Caine reprising their roles. Guillermo del Toro says he is currently writing a violent thriller titled Fury, with Oscar Isaac set to star. The Conjuring TV series is moving forward to HBO Max, with Nancy Wan from Supernatural and Jessica Jones serving as showrunner. David F. Sandberg is set to direct a new Amityville horror movie for Amazon MGM, with Peter Safran producing the film through his production company. Amanda Seyfried says Mamma Mia 3 is in the works. A new Conjuring prequel movie is in the works. Charles Melton and Lucy Liu will star in Ambition, with Lulu Wang set to direct. The thriller follows an actress enjoying life in Manhattan with her husband until a mysterious man appears, claiming to be her long-lost son. It is Laika's first live-action film. Which I saw that and I was like, wow. And Wallace and Gromit creator Nick Park says a Feathers McGraw prequel movie is in the works. I forgot to put that on here, and now I'm very excited, just as I was. I need more Feathers McGraw in my life.
He say it's in the works, or that's just something they thought about?
Did I say in the works?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Okay.
It's not in the works.
Because the impression I got when I read the thing was it was just something they were thinking about.
Yeah. I misquoted. I misread what I wrote down.
I absolutely love that idea, though.
I do too. Feathers McGraw. I love that. Go back to our January episode after we saw Wallace and Gromit. I love Feathers McGraw so much. In miscellaneous mentionables, Warner Brothers will be launching award campaigns for Sinners, Weapons, and One Battle After Another. And Paramount is preparing to bid to buy Warner Brothers, which I saw that and I was like, whoa.
Oof, that's
I see Warner Brothers is like a bigger one than Paramount, kind of.
Yeah, but then Paramount also, like, they just got done with this whole Skydance thing and all this different stuff. Where Paramount has a lot more behind it than you think. I mean,
exactly.
Heck,
you got to think about it. Mission Impossible,
and you got to think
Ninja
also
Turtles.
about their history. I think Paramount is Viacom, so Viacom is huge and what they own and stuff. It's just the thing is Viacom is not good at utilizing the IPs they own. They're very good at just writing things off, even more so than Warner Brothers in some cases. And so it's like, on one hand, them buying Warner Brothers might put it in slightly better hands creatively, but on the other hand, they own Underdog, the Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh shoot, they do?
They own a lot of franchises that you'd think they could utilize that they don't. That are just sat dormant. Where it's like in a day where reboots are rampant, they don't reboot any of these things that they could. That anyway.
Yeah.
Not to get into that whole thing, but So
I saw that and I was like, that's interesting.
On one, because it's like on one hand, we don't need another monopoly. We don't need.
That's the other thought that came.
But on the other hand, and then on the other hand, it's like Warner Brothers just does kind of need to be given new management.
Check this out. Someone needs to lose their job.
But I don't know if that should be how Warner Brothers gets new management.
Yeah. Sean Astin has been elected to become the president of SAG-AFTRA, which I saw follows in his mother's footsteps. His mother, I think, was at one point president. Legendary has bought the movie rights to Sin Lin Yu's Alchemized, a novel that was originally Harry Potter fan fiction. The original fan fiction followed a forbidden love between Hermione and Draco Malfoy, and is the biggest ever acquisition for a book's movie rights at $3 million.
Twilight fans be like, we're doing a sequel. We're back by popular demand.
Dude, I was driving home one day this past week. I forget what day it was. And I started listening to the Muppets Most Wanted soundtrack because that came to my mind. And the interrogation song, the songwriter of that needs an award.
Oh, dude, yeah. It's
so
the
good.
rapid fire
Yeah.
and like the
rhyming, and it's like it's talk singing, but also Ty Burrell just blows it out of the water.
And it's why I miss Muppet movies, because they were like the only things keeping like old school movies alive.
Yeah. I listen to both soundtracks, and I'm like, each song is like a different style.
Right?
Like they hit every single one kind of song,
but in a way that's cohesive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in a way that doesn't feel like
that was a good thing. That was absolutely not a bad thing.
And then have you ever gone back and listened to like the Great Muppet Caper soundtrack and stuff?
No,
like dude,
I haven't seen
those
that
are
movie
also,
in like 10 plus years.
Those are also such great. I've been thinking about like, man, I don't know how much it would cost me, but I want to get all the Muppet movies that are on DVD. I want to get them. There was like a collection a while back, but like it's almost impossible to find.
Yeah.
So it's like it's down to getting re-releases that Disney has managed to do here and there, and then like.
Dude, I have the first 2 seasons of the original Muppet Show on DVD.
I have the second
collection.
I have the second with the fuzzy Miss
Piggy. The first one has Kermit.
Yeah, I think the third one's Fozzie.
Probably.
Anyway,
that's if I had to guess. Anyway,
this is an aside.
Yeah, this is an aside. That is all for my miscellaneous mentionables.
I do have anniversaries.
Yes.
We do not have
no This Week in History because I have 2 different things.
Yeah, you have 2 award shows.
One award, or they're both awards, but yeah.
Yeah. September 7th was the 15th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep on PSP, and the 15th anniversary of Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions on Wii, Xbox 360, and PS3. September 8th was the 65th anniversary of Psycho, and the 25th anniversary of Nurse Betty, and the 25th anniversary of Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness on PS1, and the 15th anniversary of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. September 9th was the 50th anniversary of Welcome Back, Kotter, and the 30th anniversary of the PlayStation.
Yes.
September 10th was the 35th anniversary of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the 15th anniversary of Pair of Kings, if you remember that show, and the 70th anniversary of Gunsmoke. It was also the 25th anniversary of Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future on the Sega Dreamcast, and the 10th anniversary of Super Mario Maker on the Wii U. September 11th was the 51st anniversary of Little House on the Prairie, and the 58th anniversary of The Carol Burnett Show.
Oh, wow.
Those are weird numbers because there was literally nothing that came out on a year that was a multiple of 5 this year.
And if Carol Burnett is up, we're going to bring Carol Burnett up.
Oh, absolutely. September 12th was the 15th anniversary of Professor Layton and the Unwound Future on DS. And September 13th was the 20th anniversary of Supernatural, the 20th anniversary of Bones, the 35th anniversary of Law and Order, the 30th anniversary of The Drew Carey Show, and the 25th anniversary of Dino Crisis 2 on PS1, and Mario Tennis Power Tour, and the 20th anniversary of Mario Tennis Power Tour on GBA. Is that not like a stacked day?
1995 and
2005 and 1990. But like, yeah, I was telling Jacob, I'm like, there are a lot of shows that came out on September 13th.
Yeah.
Like, that are like huge, like Supernatural. I don't know how huge Bones is, but Supernatural, Law and Order, and Drew Carey, like overall, and like pop culture or what those shows have led to, like Drew Carey leading to.
Yeah, I mean, Law and Order.
And then Bones was just a big murder mystery show of the time. I don't know how long it stayed relevant in the pop culture, but there are references to the Drew Carey Show you might not even know you're making.
Oh, yeah.
So,
oh, yeah. And Law and Order led to Dick Wolf like owning 2 nights of NBC television.
Yeah.
6 whole blocks. I do have the past week and a half, the Venice Film Festival is happening. As of, actually, it was a week before this episode came out. It ended. I do have the awards from that. The Golden Lion, which is like the best picture of the whole thing, went to Father, Mother, Sister, Brother. Grand Jury Prize went to The Voice of Hind Rajab. Special Jury Prize went to Below the Clouds. The Silver Lion, which is the director, went to Benny Safdie for The Smashing Machine. The Smashing Machine was also shown there, and it's like Dwayne Johnson is getting Oscar buzz. Volpe Cup for Best Actress went to Jin Zili from The Sun Rises on Us All. Volpe Cup for Best Actor went to Tony Servillo from La Gracia. Best Screenplay went to Apide de Jouvor. I apologize if I got that wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a French film. Marcello Matriani Award went to Luna Wedler from The Silent Friend, which is basically the award for the best up-and-comer. And the Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievements were handed out to Werner Herzog and Kim Novak. And the 77th Primetime Creative Arts Emmy winners were this past weekend. The winners, I'm not going to list all of them because that's a lot, but Arcane won Best Animated Program and Best Sound Editing for an Animated Program. Love on the Spectrum won 2 awards. 100 Foot Wave won 2 awards. Pee-wee as himself won a couple. The Daily Show, Desi Lydic, Fox Explains won. The Studio won a whole slew of them, including Best Guest Actor in a Comedy Series for Bryan Cranston, giving him his 7th Emmy. The Pit won Best Guest Actor in a Drama Series and Best Casting for a Drama Series. Severance won a bunch. Bridgerton, The Traitors, Andor won 4. Saturday Night Live won some. Adolescence, the 67th Annual Grammy Awards. The Penguin won 8 different awards. SNL 50, the anniversary special. The Boys, Welcome to Wrexham. They all won awards. A whole slew of them won awards. And as of this episode releasing, the Emmys are the day before. So tomorrow night as a recording. So anniversaries or not anniversaries. This week in Pop Culture History will not be on next week either, because I'll have the winners of those. And that is all for that part of news.
In my anime news, Seiyu Anana Fujimi's original light novels Victoria of Many Faces is receiving an anime adaptation. In an age when spies act behind the scenes in every land, Chloe spends her days unsuccessfully carrying out even the most difficult missions due to her unparalleled disguise skill and martial arts abilities. However, after the betrayal of her boss, she suddenly disappears as Chloe plans to redo her life as an ordinary citizen. Victoria in the neighboring kingdom of Ashbury, striving for a normal life. However, Victoria's peaceful life is abruptly cut short as she begins to get involved with many people. In this new land, her experiences and abilities from her days as a spy come in far more useful than she ever expected. On the other hand, the second prince and the pursuer of the organization, amongst others, take an interest in Victoria's strength, and many shadows close in one-on-one with all the cards in her hand. Mechanical Marie premieres October 5th. Past the Monster Meet Milady premieres October 2nd. Possibly the Greatest Alchemist of All Time, Season 2 is in development. Wand Dance premieres October 8th. Chainsaw Man the movie, Ray's Arc, has set a U.S. premiere of October 24th. Originally, it was set for October 29th. My Awkward Senpai premieres October 2nd. The Invisible Man and His Soon-to-Be Wife premieres January 2026. Yusha Party, Oi Dasareta Kyo Binbo premieres January 2026. The World's Strongest Rear Guard, Labyrinth County's Novice Seeker, is getting an anime adaptation. Wisteria Wand and Sword Season 2 premieres in April 2026. A new Assassination Classroom film has been set for a March 20th 2026 release. And the anime adaptation of the light novel comedy A Misanthrope Teaches a Class for Demi-Humans will premiere in January 2026. And Azure Lane Slow Ahead Season 2 premieres in 2026.
Nice.
And that's my anime news for this week. No comic news.
I don't have a lot. I have 4 total. On DC, The Penguin, as we previously mentioned, won 8 Creative Arts Emmys, including Best Original Score, Best Sound Mixing, Best Sound Editing, Best Prosthetic Makeup, Best Special Visual Effects, Best Contemporary Makeup, Best Contemporary Costumes, and Best Contemporary Hairstyling. Man of Tomorrow, James Gunn says it is a Lex Luthor and Superman movie. It's a story saying, quote, "It's a story about Lex Luthor and Superman having to work together to a certain degree against a much, much bigger threat," end quote.
Either Brainiac, they're already going to be doing Brainiac, or, hear me out, Lex makes Metallo to take down Superman, but ends up going rogue.
And now they have to team up. I think I feel like Brainiac would be a more like overall, yes.
Kind of like
he's
Thanos. Specifically, he's more like
of a Superman.
He's more like, I'm trying to think of what a Marvel equivalent would be. He's more like Kingpin, where Kingpin is primarily a Daredevil problem, but he is often a Spider-Man problem. That's how Brainiac is. He's mostly a Superman problem, but he can very much be a problem for the Justice League.
Okay. I think it has to be one of those.
It has to be one. I say that Metallo theory because I just want Metallo in a movie.
I should be Metallo right now. He also said Millie Alcock as Supergirl might be the best casting he's ever done. And then on Marvel, I only have one from Marvel Zombies for the second episode in a row. We got a new look at Scarlet Witch and Zombie Namor. Zombie Scarlet Witch and Zombie Namor. New trailer, which featured a new look at Spider-Man fighting zombie Thanos using Stormbreaker. And we also got a new poster. And that is all for my comics news. And celebrity deaths, don't got a lot. Stuart Craig was 83, production designer for all the Harry Potter films. amongst many more. Rick Davies was 81, Supertramp co-founder and vocalist. Polly Holiday was 88, Flo the waitress on Alice. Philippe Vidal was 59, French animator, director, and creator. Charlie Kirk was 31, TV personality and right-wing activist. Sally Sash was 82, The Trip and the Wild in the Streets actress. Emmanuel Carson was 62, French actor and voice actor. And Murad Yagazara was 86, an actor known for The Stepmother and Babek. My sources this week were Movie Insider, Deadline, Entertainment Weekly, Variety, the Emmys website, GQ, Hollywood Reporter, SiriusXM, Radio Times, Wall Street Journal, Nintendo. Emmett on TikTok was. I did find the video of our casting. That's who it was. And, of course, Discussing Film.
I want to thank my sources this week, Discussing Film, Crunchyroll, IGN, and the official sites and socials of the studios mentioned today, a lot of it being Nintendo's own. And now we're returning to Porgville.
Yes.
For Porgville 3.
Part 3. We're starting this week with Anne Hathaway.
Anne Hathaway.
Yeah. Anne Hathaway.
I know who that is. I'm only Googling because I need some of these. I need to look at their faces and be like,
Where would I see that face at?
I
didn't get an answer for this when I was thinking about it.
When you were thinking you didn't get an answer?
I couldn't find a good one. Apart from stuff she's already done, like fashion designer.
Yeah.
Obviously. Cat burglar. Just kidding. Princess.
Something Brad Wars.
Yeah.
Don't know why, but she gives off
mom vibes.
I said stay at home, like soccer mom / like she works.
Yeah.
But she does something she could do from home.
Does she do Etsy stuff?
Like, I don't know if it's like something she professionally does from, or if she's like a realtor or,
Ooh,
like a
realtor.
very mom job. Like TV, like stereotypical by TV standards, mom job. I'm not trying to, but like.
I didn't think about realtor.
Like maybe she's a realtor or she's.
I honestly see realtor now that you say it.
A realtor / like soccer mom.
Yeah, soccer mom.
Yeah. Even though, how many kids does she actually have?
Does she have any kids?
I don't know if she has kids. She has two. She has two kids.
Sorry, we're not up to date on the personal lives of every single celebrity.
Yeah.
Just a handful.
But yeah, so realtor.
Realtor, I'm going to put that under civil service.
Yeah. We've already basically given up on our categories, so we just put them wherever we feel like.
Yeah. It's a general area. We're like, you go in there. Okay. This next one, Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Where would Hugh Jackman reside in Porgville? I just keep going back to Broadway.
Well, yeah.
We have too many.
We
have too many Broadway people on this list.
Why do I get the feeling he replaced Harrison Ford as the local handyman?
I can see that. I can honestly see that, especially with circa mid-2000s. Like prime X-Men era. Beginning of X-Men era Wolverine.
Like, why do I get where I'm
a
like...
handyman. He owns his own handyman company.
Yeah, like he's just the local, like, hey, Hugh, plumbing's backed up again.
Yeah, you come fix it. He comes up with like his tool belt. Where would that be under?
That's also, I want to say, civil servant. Yeah.
Jennifer Lawrence. J-Law. Jennifer Lawrence. She's giving me school vibes, but in a higher up.
Yeah.
Principal? ? Or maybe I feel like I'd see her also as an English teacher. I don't know why.
Trying to think. This one's hard.
We got some complicated ones on this.
You
just wait. I've grouped these.
I'm trying to go based on vibes, where I'm also like, well, I know how much of an activist she also is outside of her acting work. So would it be something to do with that, where she's just an but then like in a small town, I don't know how much.
Councilwoman.
Like is she?
We do have the local politics to fill up too. Apart from mayor.
Yeah, apart from mayor, we do have local politics. So do we have like is she like a councilwoman of some kind for the people?
I think so. What's the job where they're basically like the mayor's right hand?
Deputy mayor?
No, it's like in handling of. Have you seen Mr. Mayor with Ted Danson?
Yeah,
it's like
city administrator.
I think that's who I'm thinking of. I also don't know for sure.
Because there's the
mayor,
I do
think it's something.
There's
in
also
politics.
there's a city council. Like she's on city council of some kind.
Yeah,
maybe
we'll just put councilwoman.
Yeah,
Chance from Smosh.
Chance
McCreary.
Dang it! You keep doing this. This is nothing but hard ones this year.
Oh no! Just wait. The next three
this week.
The next three are you'll know.
Why do I get the vibe that he also works at
Him and Angela.
No. I mean, yes. That's also an option that he also works retail someplace.
Wait, where were you thinking?
But I was also kind of thinking that maybe he works at with Jennifer Coolidge.
Dude, yes. Honestly.
Because there can't just be one
Honestly,
hairdresser
yes.
or like...
Yeah. I'm thinking Steel Magnolias.
Yeah. Also, my mom wanted to point out that Jennifer Coolidge would also make a great waitress.
She would. Still in the same where she's going to talk your ear off.
Yeah.
You're going to want her as your waitress.
And I think the same works with Chance, where he could work as either as a waiter or as a
I can see him as the hair because his reactions sometimes on Smosh.
Where I'm like...
Yeah. I'm going to put him as co-hairdresser.
Okay.
Liam Neeson. Can we talk about how packed this town is?
Why do I feel...
He's a hitman.
Why do I feel like he's a history teacher? But like the real intense teacher who's like when he's teaching you about war and stuff, who just like really... You almost get a little scared because you're like, are you working through some stuff, Mr. Neeson?
That's awesome, though. You don't know if he lived through it or not.
Because he just gets this look in his eye while he's talking about...
He gets the taken look. It's the whole tricks thing. It's Ted 2 all over again. Dude, that is perfect. There's no debate on that. Because the way he's like, his voice is and how he talks, I can definitely see that where he'll like talk about something serious and like a war. It'll both grab your attention but also terrify you. You're like, did you hear Mr. Neeson's Vietnam War lesson today? I feel like I was there. I felt like I was in the
and then there's days where he
jungles.
goes, and this week we're making
Jell-O molds from the 1950s.
Yeah. Like he just comes in and he's the teacher you can't tell if he's getting onto you or joking with you.
Exactly.
Because he's just, and this is just the recent...
Because his straight face.
Because he's just so straight-faced about everything where he just comes up and he's like, oh, you're on your phone, huh? Yeah?
Hand it over.
Hand it over. Think this is funny? Yeah, I do? Good, me too. Just hands his phone back. Doesn't...
Carefully. But thing is, he knows that.
But yeah.
Oh. Okay, Liam Neeson. I'm so far behind on taking these off the list. Okay, Brad Pitt. By the way, we've reached the P's and then the last names. You know who's going to be on that list at some point.
Yes.
Who would Brad Pitt be?
Do I feel like I also get kind of... Like I look at him like if he wasn't Brad Pitt... He's from Oklahoma.
I thought he was from Missouri.
I think he was born in... He was born... Oh, yeah, that's right. He's born in Oklahoma and then he grew up in Springfield. That's right. Why do I get this like... I'm trying to think about...
I'm still stuck in the school.
You know what?
I feel like he'd make a good...
We kind of made like this is based on vibes, but didn't he... I'm looking here. Didn't he go to school for journalism?
Did he?
We don't have a school newspaper.
Is he an
with
editor?
a focus on advertising, though.
But
I'm reading through.
I feel like he'd make a good editor.
Maybe he works with Tina Fey on local news.
Yes, he's in the control booth.
Yeah,
I just see him in a headset.
Also news newspaper something.
Newspaper editor / control booth. We'll finish off with Aubrey Plaza. Art teacher. Do you want to explain yourself?
No,
and how sudden that was?
It's just the vibes I get.
It is.
Yeah, that's...
Art teacher, that is perfect.
Right?
And dare you cross her because she will bring like a obviously fake stuffed crow to class.
Yeah,
and she will throw it at you.
Or say she just has this stuffed crow and it's like, this is Leonard. He'll be watching everybody while I go to the bathroom.
Exactly.
He sees all. And just leaves the room without saying anything else.
And then she gets back and she clearly says something that happened while she was gone. And they're wondering, how does she know?
Turns out she just had a teacher down the hall watch the class.
Exactly. She peeked through the window. She has Liam Neeson. That is all for this week's group. Next week we got some big ones.
Yeah.
Just wait. Okay, to recap, retail. Spencer Agnew is the game store owner / worker. Will Farrell is wannabe theater teacher / gas station owner / town backbone of charity. Best one yet.
Dad thinks he would manage not a gas station, but like a restaurant or something. I think that's what he said. Restaurant.
A diner
or something.
Diner?
I could also see that. Manages a store of some kind.
Yeah. Brendan Fraser is a quaint farmer / owns farmer's market. Angela Giartana is a local grocer / avoidable. Ryan Gosling is a stalker and ice cream handler / seasonal lifeguard upon Mayor Goldblum's request or demand. Civil service. Jennifer Aniston is a random office worker / higher up. Olivia Colman is a charge nurse. Jennifer Coolidge is a hairdresser. Chance McCrary is a co-hairdresser. Anne Hathaway is a realtor / soccer mom. Hugh Jackman is a handyman. Brad Pitt is a newspaper editor and news station control room. And Tina Fey is, I realized I put that in the wrong category. Tina Fey's down there. And miscellaneous, Tina Fey is local news anchor, and Harrison Ford is local grumpy man / mall Santa. Forgot about that. Politics, Jeff Goldblum is the superintendent and mayor. Jennifer Lawrence is the councilwoman. And in school, Carol Burnett is the goated substitute teacher, John Cena's PE coach, and they're joined by history teacher Liam Neeson and art teacher Aubrey Plaza. And Guy Fieri is a barbecue restaurant owner in food category.
Yeah.
I love this. I love Porgville so much.
We hope you guys have been enjoying Porgville, and we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those interactive things. Be sure to follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerds, and me, Tristan Stump, on most social medias at Sir Stumpsalot17 or Sir Stumpsalot.
Follow me at PolarPanda001 or Chris M. Pratt fan. Hit up my Twitter because I've been watching more BBC Earth. And thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you for listening. We hope you've been enjoying the stuff we've been putting out because we've been enjoying making it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And we'll see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.